We go. All right. Okay. And we're live. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy King Gabe. And what's up, Janara? First one in here. Say, good to see you here and there. So, yes, we're here about, let's say, another Bible reading. This part about to go into part two of First Samuel there. This let's say last time we was talking about, Samuel had just came on the scene as a little boy with the Lord calling to him. Samuel, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Yep. So now we're gonna say should be hearing again from Samuel there. But it looks like we got some stuff going on with Israel there, with the Ark of the Covenant there. So yeah, it looks like Israel got some trouble going on here. So let's get this adjusted here. All right. Okay, so ooh, excuse me. So going on into the fourth chapter. The Philistines capture the ark. All right. And the word of Samuel came to all Israel. Now Israel went out to battle against the Philistines. Excuse me. They encamped at Ebenezer, and the Philistines encamped at Aphek. The Philistines drew up in line against Israel, and when the battle spread, Israel was defeated before the Philistines, who killed about 2,000 men on the field of battle. Say, and when the people came to the camp, the elders of Israel said, "What? Excuse me." Said, "Why has the Lord defeated us today before the Philistines? Let us bring the ark of the covenant of the Lord here from Shiloh, that it may come among us and save us from the power of our enemies." So the people went to Shiloh and from there brought the ark of the covenant of hosts, who is enthroned on the cherubim, and the two sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, were with the ark of the covenant of God. As soon as the ark of the covenant of the Lord came to the camp, all Israel gave a mighty shout so that the earth resounded. And when the Philistines heard the noise of the shouting, they say, "What does all this great shouting in the camp of the Hebrews mean?" And when they learned that the ark of the covenant of the ark of the Lord had come to the camp, the Philistines were oops, stop that guy. The Philistines were afraid, so they said, "A God has come into the camp." They say, "Woe is us, for nothing like this has happened before. Woe is us. Who can deliver us from the power of these mighty gods?" Technically, this isn't the lowercase g God. This is the one and only true living God. These are the guys who struck the Egyptians with every sort of plague in the wilderness. Take courage and be men, no Philistine, lest you become slaves to the Hebrews, as they have been to you. Be men and fight. So like that, like I heard that phrase, "Get up and fight." So the Philistines fought, and Israel was defeated, and they fled every man to his home, and there was a great slaughter. But 30,000 foot soldiers of Israel fell, and the ark of God was captured. And the two sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, died. Oh boy. Right there. And a man of Benjamin ran from the battle line and came to Shiloh the same day, with his clothes torn and the dirt on his head. That was one of the ways of mourning, was tearing of the clothes and throwing dirt on themselves. When he arrived, Eli was sitting on his seat by the road watching, for his heart trembled for the Lord, for the ark of God. And when the man came into the city and told the news, all the city cried out. When Eli heard the sound of the outcry, he said, "What is this uproar?" The man hurried and came and told Eli. Now Eli was 98 years old, two years from 100, and his eyes were set so he could not see. And the man said to Eli, "I am he who came from the battle. I fled from the battle today." And he said, "How did it go, my son?" He brought the news and answered and said, "Israel has fled before the Philistines, and there has been a great defeat among the people. Two of your sons, the Hophni and Phinehas, are dead, and the ark of God has been captured." And that her father-in-law and her husband were dead. She bowed. She bowed and gave birth, for her pains came upon her. And about the time of her death, the women attending her said to her, "Do not be afraid, for I have borne a son." She did not answer or pay attention, and she named the child the Ichabod, the Ichabod. The glory has departed from Israel because the ark of God has been captured. And because of her father-in-law and her husband, she said, "Glory has departed from Israel, for the ark of God has been captured." Mm. And chapter 5, the Philistines captured the ark of God. They brought it from Ebenezer to Ashdod, and the Philistines took the ark of God and brought it into the house of Dagon and set it beside Dagon, yes, the Philistines' god there. And when the people of Ashdod rose early the next day, behold, Dagon had fallen face downward on the ground before the ark of the Lord. So they took Dagon and put him back up in his place. And when they rose the next morning, Dagon had fallen face forward on the ground before the ark of the Lord. And the head of Dagon and both his hands were lying cut off from the threshold. Yeah, so much for Dagon. Only the trunk of Dagon was left to him. This is why the priest of Dagon and all who enter the house of Dagon do not tread of Dagon and Ashdod to this day. To the hand of the Lord was heavy against the people of Ashdod, and he was terrified and afflicted them with tumors, both Ashdod and his territory, and they what was it? Oh yeah, afflicted. Lost my place here. All the peace entered Dagon. Okay, they terrified, and when all the men of Ashdod said how things were, they said, "The ark of God of Israel must not remain with us, for this is the hand, for his hand is against us and against Dagon our God." They sent and gathered together the lords of the Philistines and say, "What shall we do with this ark of God of Israel?" They answered, "Let the ark of God of Israel be brought to Gath." So they brought the ark of God to the city, causing a very great panic. He he afflicted the men of both the city, both young and old, so that the tumors broke out of them, and so they sent the ark of God back to Ikram. But most of all, the ark came from Ikram, and the people of Ikram cried out. They cried out, "They have brought us around as the ark. They brought us around to the ark of the God of Israel to kill us and they to kill us and our people." They sent Therefore they gathered together the lords of the Philistines and said, send the ark of the God of Israel, for there was a deathly panic throughout the whole city. The hand of God of the city went up to heaven. Now, going into chapter 6. The ark of the Lord was in the country of the Philistines 7 months. And the Philistines called for the priests and the diviners, said, what shall we do with the ark of the Lord? Tell us where we shall send it to its place. And they said, if you send the ark away, the ark of God of Israel, do not send it empty, but return, but by all means return to him a guilt offering. Then you will be healed, and it will be known to you why his hand does not turn away from you. And they say, what is a guilt offering that we should return them? They answered, 5 golden tumors and 5 golden mice, according to the number of the lords of the Philistines. For the same plague was on all of you and your lords, and so like with Egypt there. So you must make images of you, tumors, and images of your mice that ravish the land, and give the glory to God of Israel. Perhaps he will lighten your hand from you, and your gods from your hand. Your gods. Oh yeah, so tumors and Lord, and make images of the tumors and mice, and lighten his hand from off of you and the gods of your land. Why should you harden your heart as the Egyptians and the Pharaoh hardened their hearts after he dealt severely with them? They did not send the people away as they departed. Now then, take and prepare a new cart with 2 milk cows, on which there has never come yoke to the cows to the cart, but take their calves away from them, and take the ark of the covenant, and the ark of the Lord, and place it on the cart, and put it in the box at its side. The figures of gold, which you are, and place and say, returning to him as a guilt offering to Beth Shemesh. And then it was that he had done us great harm, but if not, say, then we shall know that is not. The shock that struck us, it happened by coincidence. Mm. The men did so. They took 2 milk cows, and I yoked them. To the cart and shut up their calves at home. Then they put the ark of the Lord on the cart, and the box of the let's see what is it, the box of the golden mice and the images of their tumors. Oh boy! And the cows went straight in the direction the golden mice had the images of their tumors, and they of their tumors, and the cows went, and they turned neither to the right nor the left. They the Lord of the Lord, and the Philistines went after them as far as the border of Bethshemesh. And now the people of Bethshemesh were reaping their wheat. They and the people of Beth. Oh yeah, okay. They or weeping. They not weeping. Oh my goodness. They lifted their eyes. They went straight in the direction, and they turned not Lord left to the right of the lords of the Philistines, and went after them as far as to the border of Beth Shemesh. Now the people were weeping their wheat harvests in the valley, and when they lifted their eyes and saw the ark, when they saw the ark, and they rejoiced to see it. A cart came into the field of Joshua Beth-Shemesh and stopped there. They there a great stone was there. They split up the wood, the wood figures, and laid them on the ground. The greatest day. They they sacrifices on the day of the Lord. When and when the 5 loaves of the Philistines saw it, they returned that day to Ekron. These are the golden tumors that the Philistines returned. They returned as a guilt offering to the Lord. One for Ashdod, Gat, say Yazabah, say Yazah. One for Ashkelon, say the Ashkelon, and the Elkoron. And these are the golden tumors of the Israelites returned as the guilt offering to the Lord, one for Ashdod, and one for Gaza, and one for Askel, and one for Gath and Ekron, and the golden mice according to the number of all the cities belonging to the Philistines, and the 5 lords, both terrified cities, unwanted villages, and great stone beside which they set down the ark. And the Lord was witness to this day in the field of Joshua and Beth-Shemesh. He struck some of the men in Beth-Shemesh. He say Beth-Shemesh because they looked upon the ark of the Lord. He struck 27 of them, and the people mourned because the Lord had struck down the people with a great blow. And then the men of Beth-Shemesh, who is able to stand up before the Lord, this holy God, who the holy God, and when they and whom shall he go up away with us? So they sent messengers to the inhabitants of Kirath Jearim and said, they Jerusalem is Keith Jerusalem, that's right, okay. Saying the Philistines have returned with the ark of the Lord, come down and take it up with you. The men of Kedar Jerum, now starting chapter 7, and came and took up the ark of the Lord, brought it to the house of Abedin on the hill. They consecrated his son, the Eleazar, to have a change of the ark of the Lord for from the day that you ark for the day that the ark was lodged, and Kiev Jero, they had a long time passed, some 20 years, and all the house of Israel lament until after the Lord. And then of course we know that Samuel judges Israel. And the people said to the house of Israel, if you're returning to the Lord, put all your heart and put all your heart then put away the foreign gods and Ashtar from among you, and direct your heart to the Lord. He will serve you only. He will deliver you out of the hand of the Philistines. So the people of Israel put away their Baals and Ashtaroth, and no more of them idols, and they served the Lord only, as it should be. Then Samuel said, "I wish I could say, yeah, I wish I say gather all Israel at Methbeth. I will pray for the Lord for you." Now, if she had the fan of leaving it at the library, would she like, wait a minute, I forgot my blankie. Then Samuel said, gather all of Israel and Mespah. But I will pay you. I will pray to the Lord for you. So they gathered Mespah. They get. Oh yeah. Say the they get. Yeah, at Mespah. Okay. The Lord. So the Philistines went up against Israel, and then and when the people of Israel heard it, they were afraid of the Philistines. The people of Israel. The Philistines. People of Israel have they of Israel heard it, but they were afraid of the Philistines, and the Philistines, the people of Israel, they Israel said to Samuel, "Do not, and I repeat, do not cease and cry out to the Lord your God for us, so He may save us from the hand of the Philistines." Almost sounds now like say what's the name, Jimmy? Say so. So Samuel took a nursing lamb and offered it as the whole burnt offering to the Lord. And Samuel cried out to the Lord, offering the Philistines drew near to attack Israel. But the Lord was thundered by the thunder with this mighty sound by the day. The Philistines and drew them into confusion, and they were defeated before Israel. And they went music of Israel went out with Mespah. They and the female took the stone and set it up between the Mespah and the Philistines. The twelve then Samuel Samuel took the stone and set it beneath Mespah and his son Sheen, and they called them. Yeah, they struck them as far as the blow. They from they and the Amorites. Okay, Samuel judged Israel all the days of his life. He even went on a critical jeer for for someone who they this is okay and said, oh yeah, they concentrate to Ezra from that day. The ark. Okay, look, I got a couple people in there. From that day, the ark was launched at Jerom. The long time passed, some 20 years, in the house of Israel limited after the Lord. And continuing chapter 7, Samuel said to all the house of Israel, if you are returning to the Lord with all your heart, put away the foreign gods of Ashtar from among you, direct your hearts to the Lord and serve only him, and he will deliver you out of the hands of the Philistines. So the people of Israel put away the Baals and Ashtar, and they served the Lord only. Samuel said, gather all Israel at Mizpah, and I will pray to the Lord for you. They gathered at Mizpah and drew water and poured it out before the Lord and fasted on that day and said there, we have sinned against the Lord. Samuel judged the people of Israel at Mizpah. Now, when the Philistines heard the people of Israel gathered at Mizpah, and the Lord of the Philistines went up against Israel, when the people of Israel heard of it, they were afraid of the Philistines. But the people of Israel said to Samuel, do not cease to cry out to the Lord God for us, that he may save us from the hand of the Philistines. So Samuel took a nursing lamb and offered it as a whole burnt offering to the Lord, cried out to the Lord for Israel, and the Lord answered. As Samuel was offering his burnt offering, and was answering his burnt offering, with some of the people, afraid to fill out, and the people of Israel ceased. Okay, here he is. And Samuel cried out to the Lord for Israel, and the Lord answered him. As Samuel was offering up a burnt offering the Philistines drew near to attack Israel, but the Lord thundered with a mighty sound that day against the Philistines and threw them into confusion. They were defeated before Israel, and the men of Israel went out before Mizpah and pursued the Philistines and struck them as far as Bethkar. Then Samuel took the stone and set it up between Mizpah and Shin and called it is a Ebenezer. Is Ebenezer. Almost sounds like it. For he said to the Lord has helped us. So the Philistines or against the war with the hand of the Lord was against the Philistines all the days of Samuel. The city that the Philistines had taken from Israel were restored in Israel. They restored in Israel, and they restored. Oh yeah, wait. Okay, restored in Israel. Keep going. Okay, I'm almost done here. Just trying to struck them. Okay, we're about to struck them. They set up. Okay, so the Philistines were subdued. He said till now. So Samuel took the stone and set it up. At Mizpah and Shin and called it Ebenezer. And for he said the Lord has helped us. So the Philistines were subdued and did not again enter the territory of Israel. For the cities of Philistines were taken away from Israel that were restored to Israel. Ekron and Gath. Israel delivered their territory from the hands of the Philistines. There was peace between Israel and the Amorites. Samuel judged Israel all the days of his life, and he went on the circuit year by year to Bethel, Gilgal, and Mizpah, and judged Israel from all those places. And then he would later turn to Ramah for his house or his home. Was there. He also nudged Israel. He also judged Israel. He built there an altar to the Lord. Okay, so that's the ending for 4-7 because in chapter 8, it looks like another situation will be starting with Israel that actually is about to march the era of it's about to march forth a new era. So that's it for today. There 4-7. So make sure y'all definitely like, share, and subscribe. Definitely get our available books, and they definitely support us on the Patreon, and also support the Miracle Crew. Yours truly, King Gay, Queen Tina, Big Sis Casey, Janara Nellens, and Jen, aka Chris Godfrey, and EJ the Supreme. And also, definitely make sure, just like you hang out with us on the live straps, also hang out with us on the gameplays and such. And with that, I will see you. For that, we'll see you on the next live stream or video. Till then, y'all take care, everybody. Peace out. Industry.